Hello, hello, and welcome to For Book's Sake. I am Heather Roberts.
I am Veronica Adams, and we are 1852 Media.
All right, and welcome back. This is our second episode of 2025, and we are so excited to be here today with Dawn Robertson, also known as Chasing Oz or Danielle on TikTok and other social media platforms. But she got her start writing romance novels.
That's
And
right.
so we are so excited to have her with us. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Would you like us to call you Danielle, Chasing Oz, Dawn? What do you want?
You can call me Danielle. That works. Just
There
because
we
that's my actual name behind all of the other names.
Yes.
It's so funny because people are like, I don't know what to call you. And I'm like, I respond to literally anything. Like people yell at me in airports and I'm like, hey.
Well,
Nice.
yeah, Danielle, I mean, you've created an amazing following on social media talking about politics and current events, really, in Florida, specifically where you're at, trying to make sure that everybody knows what's going on and sharing the truth in your own way and with your
Everything is on
laugh.
fire.
Yes,
Everything's on fire. It's all
Quite
on
a
fire.
circus you have down there to be discussing. Plenty of content.
I hate it here.
Yeah.
That's why I left.
It's valid.
Yeah.
It's super valid. But yeah, so we thought it'd be fun to have Danielle on to talk about, publishing in the Trump era and what's going on. And wouldn't you know it, but we had booked Danielle back in December. So
Yeah, a while
it's been a
back.
minute, but perfectly timed. We've had quite an intersection of politics and the publishing industry just this week.
This is the week.
This is the week. So, as many of you know, and if you haven't, I think you've been living under a rock. But this guy named Elon Musk, who perhaps you've heard of, he was at the inauguration and in front of the presidential seal made a gesture that, frankly, let's be honest, can only be interpreted as a Nazi salute. I mean, 100% it was a Nazi salute. All of these people trying to defend him, it's wild.
The defenses have been insane to watch. Like
truly insane.
A touch of the tism. No. That no. We're not going to go there.
No.
He was throwing his heart. What?
No.
Excuse me?
Right.
Do what now? I've never heard of that before in my life.
There are clips of him out there doing that in a completely different fashion anyway. So
exactly.
Next excuse, please.
Yeah, try again.
Yeah.
So, well, one of the people defending him on Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it today is his sister. His sister is Tosca Musk. And how does that relate to the romance industry? Well, she owns a company called Passionflix. And Passionflix creates movies sort of it's an independent movie production company.
Yep.
So they take books, they buy the licensing rights for film, and they create these movies, these romance novels into movies. There's a subscription service, a lot like Netflix, where people can subscribe and watch these new movies. Authors have, over the years, been clamoring, many of them, to try to get their books picked up by Passionflix because it's more likely that you would get a deal with Passionflix than you would with any sort of, legacy media film deal or anything like that.
Right.
So, she came onto Twitter. I refuse to call it X, okay? She came onto Twitter and defended her brother, good old Elon, and put up a meme that is going around of other politicians who happen to be Democrats
waving
with their hands in the air, basically saying you didn't yell when they did this. Well, no, we didn't.
It's a different context.
We weren't doing it. So
show me the videos of each of those photo stills, please. Show me the full video so that we can see in context how the body was moving.
But that's how propaganda works, is they tell you first not to believe what you're seeing with your own fucking two eyes.
Like, we all saw that. And the biggest thing is not only do I know what it means, but the people who support that type of belief system also took that as a
Yes.
sign. I mean,
Yes.
they have put out, different things saying like, yes, like that was thank you, that was for
Nick
us.
Fuentes
Oh,
in
God.
his commentary, his explanation online that there's no other thing it could be.
He was giddy about it. I mean,
Right.
He did it twice!
The dogs heard the whistle loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. And then Donald Trump decided to release the most violent of criminals. I mean,
Yeah.
today he pardoned that lady. You remember that lady a couple years ago that got caught? The anti-abortion lady that had all the fetuses in her basement?
Mhm.
He pardoned that bitch today.
Yep.
It's just
What?
completely wild. Yeah. So, I mean, Tosca, I don't care. I get he's your brother. Like, I get it, right? But at the same time, no. No, if my brother did that, I'd be distancing myself so far from that. You wouldn't even be able to see, like, who? Elon who? I don't know him. What are you talking about? You know
Like
what I
his daughter
mean?
did?
Right. Exactly. So now authors are starting to drop Passionflix, and there's a lot of subscribers on, the Book of Faces who are saying that they've dropped their subscription. Tara Civic just came out and said that she sent an email breaking their contract and saying that she can't, her values do not align with Passionflix. I have a feeling a lot more authors are going to follow. So
I hope so.
that is going to be very interesting to
I
watch.
love Tara. She's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
It all
great.
brings me back to Wicked Book Weekend and her dildo races. Those were the best.
I just don't know how you can be in an industry of the
Women.
romance industry, of
Yeah.
women, and know that most women in this industry are liberal leaning at the very least.
Except for that cunt, what's that, Jamie McGuire?
McGuire.
Oh.
Yeah, except for her.
She blocked me on every social media platform.
You must be doing
You're
something
blessed.
right.
Yeah, you're blessed.
Winning.
Oh my God.
Maybe she can go hawk some more lip sense.
She could.
My bad. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Say what you want. I will never forget
When
being
have
at
I
a
never?
signing. Yeah. I was at a signing and she was there and she packed up like halfway through the signing and her kids were literally screaming the entire signing, running around, being disruptive. And then she packed up and left halfway through the signing.
So I signed with her
Disrespectful.
twice, right? So I signed at Book Bash in Orlando, and the first year I signed there, she was actually nice. And then the second year that I signed was the year that she got skinny, and she
Mm,
was a rude cunt to everybody. I literally walked her by her table at one point and I was like, "Can somebody get this bitch a steak or something?" Like, can somebody improve the mood? Because she's just fucking insufferable.
yeah. Yeah. Well, then her posts on social media have backed up that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
nothing but hate. Yeah.
Nothing but hate all the
She took
time.
off her clan hood.
All the hate all the time. Huge MAGA supporter. So I imagine if Tosca would like, she could probably
She might be
go
able to get some of
and might be able to get
Jamie's
Passionflix opening.
Z-list books nobody ever bought. After Beautiful Disaster, that was it.
That was it.
Pretty much.
Which you rewrote the same book 6 times with the
Yeah.
how many copies you need of it? We don't need any more perspectives.
You're not wrong. But yeah. So that's the big drama this week with Passionflix and the whole Elon connection with Tosca and all of that. But people have started talking about them specifically and about their family and, they're South African, where they got their money and
Yeah.
Apartheid.
We
apartheid.
call him in our house Apartheid Clyde.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been calling him Adolf Titler.
Ooh, I like that too. That's good.
I saw a picture of him that would support that.
Yeah. You probably saw it from me.
Probably.
Been
Probably.
heavy on that this week. I
Yeah.
also shared the picture of Mark Zuckerberg and Joe Rogan together when they
I don't know if
recorded
I
the
saw that one.
podcast. Oh yeah, no, it's good and it's everywhere, but it went viral on Threads
Okay.
because I shared the picture and I was like, this picture is if vaginal dryness was a photograph.
I
Oh
love
my
it.
God,
I'll be
Danielle.
here all week. Be sure to tip your
So
waitress.
extra hilarious because of how true it is. I
It is,
mean,
absolutely. I don't know who looks at the two of them and thinks masculine. Who
Mm,
looks at Mark Zuckerberg looks like a Temu version of Justin Timberlake from 2000,
he really does.
minus the frosted tips. That's all.
can we get him in a harness and do a comparison?
I
Yeah, right?
mean,
With
I don't think it would be hard.
Right?
he probably has a harness, let's be honest.
Oh, maybe.
Or,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I went
Okay.
Gross.
there. I
We
went
listen and we don't judge.
there. Oh, we judge. Oh, we
Oh,
judge.
okay.
I judge.
Fair enough.
I
I
am
mean,
not one of those tolerant liberals. I love telling people that too. They're like, fuck you and snowflake. I'm like, you're the one that's losing your shit, bro.
yeah. Listen, I am tolerant of everything except for intolerance. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
when you open yourself up to and when you say things that are just completely out of pocket,
Mhm.
I don't care anymore. I do not care anymore.
Yeah.
When I used to go to signings back in the day, I had a t-shirt and I still wear it all the time. It's like the Coca-Cola lettering, but it says cunt on it. And like I always used to just wear it as like a warning, like
Right.
this is what you're
Yeah,
gonna get.
right. I mean, you just yeah, put it up front. There's nothing
Exactly.
wrong with that.
You know what you get with me.
But I've been saying, I mean, these next 4 years, the time for being nice is over. Like, we've
Oh yeah.
tried that. We have tried to be nice.
I'm ready
We
to light
have
shit on fire.
yeah, we have tried to explain. We have tried to be kind. We tried to pull you in, tried to come to your level, tried to do all of these things.
Meet you where
Gentle
you're at.
parenting has not worked, okay?
Mm.
You guys have been saying it for years, the other side. So guess what? We're meeting you where you are, right?
I'm here with the fuck your feelings energy.
100%.
Facts don't care about them, right? Isn't that like their thing?
Yeah,
Exactly.
facts don't care about feelings, so neither do I. And
I literally am like channeling my inner French Revolution at this point. Like
yeah,
I'm 2 steps away from starting to build a guillotine in my backyard.
Yes.
If I had carpentry skills, that shit would have been done already.
I've been watching The Hunger Games. Next up, we're watching Handmaid's Tale again for a
I don't know
lovely
if I could do
refresh.
that one right now.
Yeah.
I know,
It's a little too
but
close to real
Knowing
life
that I
for
have my
me.
tubes tied and then I'll be stuck cooking. I don't have cooking skills. I can't cut it as a Martha. Where are they
This
gonna send me?
send you to the wastelands. You
I
go
know, I'm
shovel
gonna
wood to
be
your waist until you fall over
yeah,
dead because your limbs are falling
exactly,
off.
like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
I would never make it as a Martha,
My
honestly,
future is not
microwavable
bright.
meals are a thing in this
Right?
particular Handmaid's Tale.
I mean, not for nothing, but by then we'll probably only have, like, rice and, like,
True.
whatever we can grow in our backyard.
Potatoes, potatoes, corn. There
Pretty
will be
much.
corn because, everything is runs on corn in America,
Oh
so
my god.
there will be corn.
I love leaving this country once a month so that, like, I don't have to taste the nasty ass food here. Like, everywhere you go outside of this country, you can taste how good the food is compared to the shit that they tell us is supposed to be good.
I've started making our own bread, not because I'm, like, a crazy homesteader or anything, but because it tastes better,
Yeah.
and, like, it's not super hard, like, you just need to have a little patience, but
Yeah.
it's wild, the taste difference,
Oh, yeah.
like, wild, and it's just so much better for you, and I totally understand what you're saying.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Everywhere I go, like, I just eat. Like, eat. I'm a small person. I can put down some food.
Where are you going next? You've been already places this year.
Yeah, I just got back from Iceland last week. That was
Right.
my first hosted trip of the I have a cruise in February
Oh,
on
awesome.
Virgin Voyages. So it's a kid-free ship. Very excited about
Love that.
that.
Love that.
And then my next hosted trip will be in March back to Iceland.
Oh, cool.
That's
Very
Yeah,
fun.
cool.
I'm super stoked. I love Iceland. It's one of my favorite places to go.
Is it like the same trip that you went on before? Or are you going to different places?
Oh, no, it's the same
Same thing?
itinerary. Yep, different people wanted to go.
Yeah.
I put up the one for March last year and it sold out, so I added the January trip I just completed. And,
Nice.
yeah, that one was I think we were only down 2 people.
That's not bad at all.
So, yeah, no, it was great. It was a great group. We had a great time. We saw the Northern Lights again. Yeah, it was killer. I can't wait to go back. It's always cool going there, and the people are it's just a magical place. Like, it's one of those countries where you can, like, feel the folklore and shit, like, it's cool.
Love that.
I love that, like, this has become part of your job now.
Yeah, I
Like,
I did not
amazing,
anticipate this being, like, a thing. Like, this is why I left my day job late
right?
last year.
And you get to travel to all of these places and it's like you're working. It's
Yep.
amazing.
It's my job to go and host these trips a week, a month, and everybody's like, "You going on vacation again?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's my job."
Yeah. It's like
I
tough
mean, I
life.
have to, like, do shit when I'm there, like, I'm wrangling humans and making sure nobody dies, and if somebody gets hurt, I have to write a report, it's like work, but, we try to make sure nobody gets injured.
Right. That's always a good goal.
Yeah.
Good goal.
Plus, you get to leave the US frequently.
Yeah, and it's awesome, but now I'm finding that, like, when I get places, they're really looking at my passport like, "What are you doing, bitch? Like, what is this?"
Well, because 'cause you're all over the place now.
Mhm.
Everywhere, yeah. One a month.
That's crazy.
Nice.
How are you handling the whole TikTok, debacle?
What a fucking shit show. Okay, so let's talk
Wild.
about this
Yeah.
because everybody's like, "Oh, I won't get back on TikTok now. It's all Trump." No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Your algorithm is exactly whatever you made of
Yeah.
it.
My
What
FYP is still very much a bubble.
exactly. My FYP is fucking Bad Bunny and Taylor Swift.
Mine has
What
Spencer
more could you
Pratt
want?
and Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
I've been seeing him pop up in, like, the Taylor Swift stuff
Yeah.
lately, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I remember you, but I didn't like you back then, so I'm just gonna swipe."
Honestly, no, listen here,
Was he a Swiftie now?
he's been a Swiftie, but I'm going to be a Spencer Pratt stan here for a moment, okay? That man, 1, he orchestrated the whole villain persona, right? Like, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
an act,
That
like,
was his thing.
100%. That was his
Yep.
thing. That man rides for his wife and his family in a way that I think every
Man should
man
do.
should
Is
do.
he a Doug Emhoff?
Yeah, like,
Oh
he
god, they're gonna be making
literally
fun of him grocery shopping soon.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
he is on this app for the sole purpose of, getting money for his family, supporting his wife, even before so their house burned down in the fires, in the Palisades fires. Also, his parents' house, I think it's his parents' house also burned down in the fires. They, did not have so they put all of their money into the house, and they also put their money into Heidi's album that she released 15 years ago, Superficial.
I mean, real estate's pretty outrageous in California. That seems
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it tracks, right?
It
Like,
tracks. I mean, even if I don't know how much their house was worth in California, but let's be
yeah,
honest, like, even let's say it's a $2 million house. A $2 million house in California is like a $400,000 house, like in,
Yeah.
anywhere
flyover
else.
country.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
we're not whatever. But so, they put all their money in that. They did not have fire insurance because they got dropped from their insurer
A
because
lot of people
they're-
did.
yeah, a lot of people did. So, like, they're,
Very Florida hurricane-esque.
yes. So they're trying to rebuild. They don't have anything, right? And this man is on this app hustling like I have never seen anybody before. He got his wife's album to #1 on iTunes, his 15-year-old fucking album. She just hit the Billboard charts in the top
That's
200.
funny.
I mean, so I'm a Spencer Pratt stan for how he treats his wife. And
That's a plus. It's always nice to see that, to see men doing good. For TikTok, the fact that the app went down Saturday night and then was back up Sunday afternoon was nothing more than a ploy.
100%.
So what TikTok did was they turned off the US servers,
Yep.
so nobody within the US could to access it. A lot of people deleted the app. You can't get it back because the app stores won't put it up right now. They're worried about fines.
Right.
So they're not, because they haven't got a written assurance that they won't be fined. So that's why they haven't put it back in the app stores. But they took the app down, and we all saw the evolution of the messages as it went down, and then it was,
Thank you,
coming
Trump.
back. And thank you. It basically, they took the app down, they kissed his ass for a couple hours, and then they turned the app back on. That's all. That's all that happened. Your FYP is the same. Your comment section's the same. The moderation might be a little wonky right now. Like, I had audio of a video taken down yesterday, and I appealed it, and I won, but it never put the audio back up. Like, it was, like, glitching out. So I think that it's just, like,
Glitching.
fucking tech glitches that are happening. Because even in the past, like, 6 months, the moderation on comments and stuff has been more. But now we also know that platforms like Meta platforms during the election were stifling left-leaning content creators.
Yeah.
And there's actual, like, proof in the pudding. There was also a letter from a Twitter employee that went to, I don't know who they submitted it to, but it's making its rounds on the internet about how they artificially adjusted the algorithm on Twitter
Mm.
during the election and used fake accounts that were AI created accounts. So, whistleblower within Twitter, the person didn't want their identity out there because they're here on one of the HB1
Oh,
visas.
oh, it's funny.
So, while they're all railing against immigrants, their businesses are being run by immigrants.
Yeah. Sort of like how America's being run by
Yeah.
immigrants,
But yeah, so TikTok hasn't changed.
no.
The FYPs are still the the traffic is very similar.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed any difference, not for me, as a creator.
Yeah. The whole thing was performative. It
Oh
was
yeah, 100%.
literally no reason for it to go down. There
Yeah.
was absolutely no reason whatsoever
Mhm.
other than to try to kiss Trump's ass.
That's 100% what it was. It was stroking his ego because he's a fucking toddler
Yeah.
and they wanna stay on his good side. In the meantime, this motherfucker is on his Truth Social website talking about how he wants the US to own, like, the government to
Yeah.
own half of TikTok. No, sir.
No.
Do you know what
No.
that's called? That's called socialism.
Yeah. State-sponsored.
Do you
Yeah.
know what that word means? Because y'all motherfuckers use it an awful lot,
They keep
but
using that
can't
word.
identify it
Yeah.
in action.
I mean, socialism and communism is the interchangeable to them, even though they're very different things.
I don't
Marxist.
think that word means what you
Yep.
think it means.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's
Just
right.
like yesterday, I was in the gas station before I went to get my tattoo. I went and grabbed a bottle of water. This guy behind me is looking at me. He's trying to read my earrings. Then he's trying to talk to me, right? He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to see what your earrings said." Trying to hit on me a little bit subtly in his head to toe camo in Florida. I turned around and I was like, "Oh, they say, fuck the patriarchy." And I'm 100% sure it went over his head because he was like, "Oh, that's great." The guy behind him was hysterically laughing. I don't think he knew what patriarchy meant, so I think he went home and Googled that later on in the evening and was like, "That redheaded cunt."
Yeah. Not what I thought it meant. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's why I don't go out in public often
I
because of
mean,
that.
You're out
yeah, I
here
try
doing the
not to leave
Lord's
my
work.
house. Well, speaking of censorship, though, I mean, it might not be happening on TikTok right now, but there is a concern of, this administration censoring a lot of things, but specifically also romance novels being one of them.
Well, they're coming for our books. They're
Yeah.
coming.
Oh, yeah.
They're coming for it's in
They've
product
been coming for
2025.
books.
Yeah.
They've been coming for
Yeah.
books.
And so, like, the way that this could look, right? Like, because we keep saying, like, oh, they're coming for our books. How could it look, right? So, like, what people will know to look out for. Where, you know, Amazon, the retailers, right? Specifically Amazon, because it's Amazon. They're going to start either shadow banning, right? Throwing you into the dungeon, as we like to call it, the erotica dungeon, for books that are not erotica, right? They're going to potentially even limit what you're allowed to publish on their platform if it has any type of open door sexual nature at all. That could possibly be happening. Them and other retailers. So, I mean, these are a lot of different. I mean, there could be criminal actions coming again. We don't know. We don't know how far this is going to go.
Just look at what they're doing in red states like Florida, like with these identification laws.
Yes.
Things like Pornhub are completely shutting down operations for the state or any access because of the privacy violations. It's only going to get worse. I mean, yesterday in Mississippi, there was a new piece of legislation passed. Conception begins at erection.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that's going to go over.
No masturbatory
awesomely.
emissions.
Wait, was that real? I thought that was satire.
No, it's legit.
It's
Heather.
real. It's real.
No masturbatory emissions. It's literally like the scene from Legally Blonde, where Elle's in class arguing.
Reckless
endangerment of the sperm of the child that could have been conceived from the sperm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because 100% of unwanted pregnancies come from unwanted sperm.
That's right.
Yes. Well, I didn't
ask for it. We don't want it.
That the executive order said when they were talking about the whole gender thing that, you know, it's based upon
at conception.
At conception. So we're all women now.
Yep. Every man in America is a trans man.
They are.
Because at conception, every last one of you motherfuckers are a bitch just like us.
Yep.
So no matter how much masculine energy or gender affirming care you'd like to get, Elon, with your hair plugs, it's not going to help.
Right.
Your jaw hardening surgery you had, that's gender affirming care. Bye. Say bye to that.
I know, it is. Speaking of weird things from the inauguration. No. Okay. Was the stylist of Ivanka Trump trolling her?
Probably.
Did you see that?
Yes.
You saw that with the whole Handmaid's Tale reference?
Yes. She looks like she was one of the commander's wives.
Yeah.
And Melania looked like she was the Hamburglar. I don't know.
I thought she was Michael Jackson reincarnated, frankly.
Like, and then this motherfucker didn't even put his hand on the Bible. And behind him in the background, you can see Kamala Harris, and she's like,
yeah, her face.
I saved the video because it was just too good. It was just, I need that.
You just know her favorite swear word is running through her mind right then and there.
She was like, this dumb motherfucker did not put his hand on the Bible. Yeah. He probably didn't, because if he did, he would have erupted into flames.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, or is he just that deep in the dementia dive that even after they told him to put his hand on the Bible, he didn't?
I think everything religious with them is pomp and circumstance. It's just to court the base.
Oh, yeah.
And put on a good show for the people who vote for him.
That's all it is.
And then he's mad when a bishop actually preaches to him about, like,
what Jesus actually taught.
Jesus would do.
Good old Christian values.
Fucking, and the Mike Johnson's all pissed off about it too, bro. Like, you go to church, you should know better, my guy.
I just don't understand. Like, I was forced to go to church a lot. I was raised in a conservative evangelical Christian household. Okay. So I went to church I went to Sunday school. I went to the service in the afternoon. I went to church on Wednesday nights. We went to church. Okay. I went to a Baptist school until 3rd grade. Like, So I just don't understand how this entire, and I've been saying this for years, but like
It's
how the entire evangelical movement,
nationalism.
yeah,
It's not Christianity.
They're
It's
not at all.
nationalism is
That's
what
right.
it is.
That's
Like,
right.
if you ever listen to Rachel Maddow's Ultra podcast, I highly suggest it. Talks about the Nazi infiltration in America during World War II, like, and leading up. And there was this guy, Father Tom Conklin, and he had a radio show that he would preach, and it he was an intermediary for fucking Nazi propaganda. And because then they had radio. That's what you
Yeah.
had.
Right.
Yeah,
Everybody listened to the radio shows. And he was passing Nazi propaganda through religious fucking bullshit, and they got caught.
yeah.
It's the same thing, and it started in the 2000s with the fucking country music after 9/11. Every
Mhm.
fucking song was a macho Americana, I'm gonna kick your ass,
Toby
Yeah,
fucking
Keith's putting
red,
a
white,
boot
and
in
blue.
everybody's ass. That's right.
Exactly, and
Yep.
it shifted. That's when the conservative value shift started,
yeah,
because it turned from religious-based, what country was, which was Willie Nelson fucking living in the promised land, singing about how immigrants make America fucking better
Right.
and how
right.
this is a melting pot for the fucking world. And then you have interviews with the highwaymen, Chris Christopherson and fucking
Mhm.
Willie and Johnny Cash,
Yep.
talking about millionaires and billionaires and, taking care of each other instead
Mhm.
of the industrial like, they're so far brainwashed by
Yeah.
this idea that our foreign enemies have seized on it, because since the 2016 election, it's been nothing but information warfare that's coming
Yeah,
from foreign bad actors.
Yes.
And people get on the internet and lap it up. They love it because that's what the America programmed them to do in the 20 years leading up to it. It's
well,
been something that they've been at forever.
and the algorithms love it too, and so that's what gets pushed out. I mean, we were talking to a friend of ours, last night. He has a huge TikTok following as well, and he's starting to make more political content, right? And so he just wanted to test, like, how the algorithm was going to work. So he went on Google, found, like, searched something, found a chart, and just, like, didn't fact check it or anything, right? And just threw it up there and just like made a really quick video about it. Just wanted to see how people would react. Like, would they fact check it or whatever? And he's like one person out of the like bajillion comments was like, this isn't true.
Yeah.
Like one person. And he's like, just the like the sheer idiocy of
Believe
being able
anything
to
that,
believe anything.
and
We
that's the
have no
problem.
media literacy in this country
Yeah.
whatsoever. None at
Yeah.
all.
And that's
None
part
at
of the
all.
problem. And then there's also the problem that you have this grifting culture,
Mhm.
especially on apps like TikTok, where people
Yes.
are live all day. They're battling in, like, during the election, the amount of like Trump versus Biden or Trump versus Harris battles I
Yeah.
saw from TikTok creators that I'd never seen before, and were, like, old enough to be one of my first periods. Like,
Right.
you you are fetuses. You
Yeah.
have 0 idea what the fuck you're talking about. You
Right.
sound just as ignorant as you look, and
Yeah.
people are sitting there and tuning in and listening to it. So, there's a double-edged sword on TikTok where you have people like me that take time and effort and fact check, and then
Right.
you have people that just do it because they want the clicks and the shock value or the conspiracy theory. And during the election, people on our side of the sphere were falling down the, well, he's not going to get inaugurated. Just you wait, it's coming. And then there were the psychics and the
Oh my
stars and
God.
all of it. And I'm like, back here in reality, I just want you guys to stay grounded and understand that on the 20th, he's going to be inaugurated.
Yeah.
There's no stopping that. There's nothing magical coming that's going to change it. And people were so mad at me
I saw
for
people got mad.
busting their bubbles.
And then, and the reason that I kept everybody grounded is because in the days after the election, people were so nasty to me. They were like, you said we were going to win. You said Florida was going to flip blue. Yeah, well, when you go out to all these events and you see with your own two eyes fucking 500 to 1,000 golf carts in the fucking villages with Doug Emhoff, and you're there with your own fucking two eyes.
Which has never happened before, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, when you're there and you are seeing it in real life, you understood it was electric. But I couldn't make all those 19 million people who stayed home on election day show up. I can only do so much. Yeah. And people were trying to hold me personally. Well, fine then, unfollow me. I'm sorry that you did not like my hope. You did not like what I did. I did it all out of the kindness of my heart. Nobody was paying me. I was driving all over the fucking state to go to these events on my own dime. How dare you?
Right. No, it's ridiculous to hold creators accountable for trying to literally just talk about what they believe in, you know, and try to
the amount of entitlement that comes with a parasocial relationship is
insane sometimes.
Actually.
I'm very good about setting boundaries with people because I don't tolerate it.
Yeah.
No.
My skin grew thick in the book world because the book world was very it was just starting to get really bad when I left, and I'm glad I left when I did because I don't think I could have stood much more. Yeah. But
that it is a cutthroat industry for sure, with very little rules,
which is sad because when I started, it was a girls community.
Oh,
It was the camaraderie and the help that everybody gave each other and the hype that we hyped each other up.
Yeah.
And then Kindle Unlimited happened, and that was it.
And then the Kindle stuffers and everybody just wanted to monopolize and capitalize. And
how do I get to the top of this pile?
They beat the system. They figured out how they could. Yep.
And people
ghost writers and fucking all of it.
And now it's AI. That's the newest generation.
They've just replaced it with AI now.
Yep.
Oh, and it'll be something else in another 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just how it is.
And that's why it took me another fucking 10 years to write another book.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a roll of the dice. It's going to cost a ton of money to put together on my own. And then what's going to happen? Who fucking knows? Jeff Bezos is going to tell me to go fuck myself. Nobody's going to see it on his stupid, shitty ass website where everybody goes to buy books.
I mean, back in the day when you originally published, you know, like when you were starting to self-publish, it was a much smaller pond too, you know, like it is so saturated now in the market.
It was a lot more quality.
Yeah, for
back
sure.
then.
For sure.
The only people that were really doing well were those who did well, not just anybody. Like, there are so many people that are writing these days, and I'm like, stop it. You're not even good. Like, why? Stop subjecting us to this and stop fooling yourself thinking it's good. It's like saying 50 Shades of Grey was great. No, it was not.
No, appreciate
we all know it was shit.
We loved it for a different reason.
We loved it because it was a pioneer that opened a door. That was it.
Right.
The literary content of it was shit. If I had to hear about, like, her inner fucking goddess or whatever the fuck she was talking about one more goddamn time, bitch, just say you're a pussy.
Like, literally nobody, I don't know anybody who, and I love 50 Shades of Grey, right? Like, I love it. But I don't know anybody who's like, that was an amazing literary masterpiece. Like,
exactly.
Absolutely no one.
And no one's saying it, and it shouldn't be.
And I'm not saying that I wrote any literary masterpieces. No. I did not. I wrote some straight up porn. You want to hear some fucking shit that wouldn't be allowed in a school? Yeah, go read some Dawn Roberts then. You're looking for strap-ons and fucking whatnot. I'm the chick to come to. But, like, if you're looking for wholesome content, not me.
There's so many more subgenres now, though, like, truly, in the industry
Yes.
since
When
you
I
left, like,
left
oh my god, there's so many.
when I left, it was when the Step Brothers was
Oh,
really hot, and I was like,
oh,
Step Brother
yeah,
era.
I was like, "I
yes,
gotta get the fuck out of here. I
yes.
can't do this."
Everybody's stepbrother is something, stepbrother
Listen, you
parents,
wanna watch that? Go
yeah,
on to fucking Pornhub. Get
Wait,
outta
well,
here.
they
We don't
I
need,
know,
and then it pivoted to, like, Stepdad, and I'm like, "Okay, come
yeah,
on."
it's so much darker and taboo than that now. I don't know. Does book talk ever come across your radar when you're creating or engaging
No,
with your content?
not
oh,
usually.
oh,
Oh, the girl,
Danielle,
they're fiends for like serial killers now. Like it is
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
dark.
Then they
Yeah.
should read The Good Girl by, Dawn Robertson and Lily White.
there
That
you
was one of
Yeah.
go,
the OG pioneers of, like, bad shit.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we were pushing
They're
the envelope with that one. It's a kidnap. It's a
they
kidnap.
slid
oh,
they have slid
okay,
right past morally gray heroes into the basement of like, you
yes,
know, he's got a
We
black heart and the only light spot in it is how he feels about her, but he still may like kill her.
killer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's dark.
super dark.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
I
yeah.
I
have I have a really, 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 really good idea. I
what's
just
that?
need to, like, I can't tell you,
Oh,
because
oh,
then
like,
people are gonna know. Like, I
Right?
need to write it.
you have a good
Like,
book idea, I got you,
yeah, like a
okay,
really, like a Dawn Robertson, like, erotic thriller. I've
Nice.
yeah,
had it on the back burner in the back of my head. Now if I can just channel my ADHD into putting it onto paper, because it would literally sell so good right now. God
yeah,
damn it.
you should.
I need to.
You know who to
Get some
call when you're
dictation
ready.
software and just start speaking into it when you're doing other stuff.
I forgot about all the like, to me, I'm so old school that, like, I have to
Yes.
sit down and, like, start at the beginning,
Uh-huh.
and
No, just grab a little dictation.
Pants that thing. Just start talking into the software until the book's done and then send it to an editor.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not wrong. I got a good editor.
There you go.
yeah,
I
exactly.
still have all my people. Like,
Yeah,
just need to
yeah,
put everybody back to work. Everybody's still kind of
Gotta get the
doing
band
the
back
same
together.
stuff. I know, the band back
yeah,
together.
put them back
Who
together.
wants to Dawn Robertson come back?
That's right.
Yes. The
Do you
reunion tour.
does anybody know, like, do you ever talk about, your books on,
Occasionally.
your
Yeah.
platform? Okay.
Yeah, I have, like, my Dawn Robertson author page in my, my link tree. It's chasingoz.bio if anybody would like to drop by and look at all the links. But,
Yeah,
yeah, I have my Dawn Robertson stuff in there. It's still available on Amazon. I mean, every
yeah,
once in a while, I'll get, like, 11 cents from Amazon deposited into my bank
About
account,
right.
and I'm like, "Thank you for the one person that read a book this month.
I'm
Appreciate you. You're the real MVP."
I'm assuming on Kindle Unlimited because that sounds like a page read.
Yeah, basically. Somebody read
11
hers.
cents for a book.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Killing it.
Killing
And
it.
everybody's like, "Authors are rich." Okay.
Okay,
we
okay.
need someone to come up with real competition for KU.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. That'd be
I
truly
know.
amazing. I don't think it's happening in the next 4
No,
years
we
though,
have
my
bigger
friends.
problems to deal with, I
Mm-mm.
suppose.
Oh, we
We'll be lucky
do.
to still have free speech in 4 years.
Right? I'm worried about that some days.
The
Yeah,
forced conformity, people,
You know,
reporting each other and, I
honestly,
just
though, I'm just gonna fucking go into the next 4 years with, like, the fucking "I'm gonna burn this shit to the ground" mentality, and I'm
yeah.
gonna use my platform to rile everybody up with me, because it's time for a revolution. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Don't yell at me. Don't come at
People
me.
say we're overreacting, and then we start looking at the actual legislation, and
No,
we're
yeah,
like,
no, it's time. It's
"No,
past
we're not."
time.
And, I mean, they got rid of Roe v. Wade. I mean, we are
We shouldn't have let this happen. It's already
yeah,
gotten too far.
it's already gone way too far.
And
Way
it's
too far.
complacency.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
People
It's
are
people are
people are
comfortable in their
comfortable.
fucking day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
You know, everybody went to the polls and they said that they were voting for egg prices and gasoline prices. Well, I don't know about you, but I went down to my grocery store at the end of my street on fucking inauguration day, and I paid $10.69 for an 18 pack of eggs here in Florida. So
I
you
good
did
want to talk
God.
about egg prices?
$7 for a dozen eggs here in Vermont.
Egg prices are up 37% this week.
Yeah.
So, egg prices. You guys voted for it. One of the first executive orders is fucking stripped the price caps on prescription drugs that Joe Biden got put in place. We'll enjoy your $4,000 insulin now because that's what's going to happen. We're right back to square one.
It's really frustrating. So yeah, yell and scream. And that's also why we're doing this, because we have, I think, especially as business owners, right, in this industry, we've always been like, oh, well, we don't want to step on too many toes, or we don't. The time is come and gone for that. Okay.
Yeah, no, the last thing that we have left is our dollar to impact the people.
And our voices, and we have to use them.
Maybe some more Luigis.
Yeah, I mean,
a whole Mario party, honestly.
A whole Mario party.
Add Mario in there, the princess.
Yes. we need them all.
King
Listen,
Cooper.
Yes,
King
I'd take the
Cooper.
bad guys too. Give me a Bowser. Give me like whoever you got.
Yoshi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yoshi.
I'll be the princess. We're good to go.
Yes.
I mean, we're in a weird ass time, and we can't keep going on like we're not. Right. So for those who are listening who are like, well, this is a little edgier than their normal content. Yeah, it's gonna be.
That's what happens when I show up.
It's gonna be. No, but it's fine. I mean, we've sort of been moving in this direction. And it's gonna be.
So listen,
our livelihood is the publishing industry. That's how we make our money, supporting authors. And if there isn't free speech and our authors can't publish their books and their ability to be creative is under attack, then so is our ability to support ourselves. And fuck anyone who's going to get in the way of that.
They're coming for all the platforms. They're coming for the TikTok. They're coming for the places that we use as community squares.
That's right. Community squares. Yeah.
Yep. The places that we use to connect. Now, I encourage everybody to go over to Lowe's and invest in some tar, because we're going to start tar and feathering some motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because, at this point, what more can we do? We can only march in the streets so much. That's not working.
It doesn't really get anybody's attention and impact and make an impact or enact any
Not anymore.
No, they don't care. They're just like, ignore them. Just ignore them.
They make fun of us on Fox News and Newsmax, and then they move on with the next thing they want to do to roll us back to the dark ages.
The rich are the ruling class now.
Right.
The billionaires are the ones in charge. It's not the lawmakers.
Yeah.
Citizens United made corporations people. And now this is what we've gotten. Yes. Now the billionaires run the show.
Dark, dirty corporate money.
Oligarchy, and it is the most accurate thing I've ever heard.
For sure.
It's exactly what it is.
For sure.
All of the Silicon Valley fucking rich billionaires that they've been complaining about drain the swamp the past fucking 8 years. You handed the keys over.
That's right.
We subsidize Elon Musk as a government.
His government contracts? Yeah.
We pay his bills. I love when people are like, well, at least he supports his kids. No, bitch, you do.
We do.
I do. Yeah. Because of the amount of money we give his companies every year. I say we stop giving these big corporation government handouts.
I agree. 100%. Make them pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Defund the billionaires.
They're after DEI, right? Like
they're all DEI. The only reason that they're DE anything is because they have dollars. That's it. Right. That's what their D is.
It's not a meritocracy around here.
It's not their dicks. We've heard about all that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm
corporate welfare.
Over
corporate welfare.
Rich people. Again, Luigi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, we all strive to be wealthy, right? We all strive to be wealthy. But I'd like to think that if I had that much fucking money, I would not be that guy. I wouldn't be.
I mean, I
wouldn't have that much money. I would give away the money. Yeah. Like,
what gets me though is, where are all of the Elon Musk cancer wings?
Thank you.
Where are all of the Mark Zuckerberg
libraries,
research institutes?
Well, because back in the day, back in like in earlier America, right?
The first Gilded Age.
The first Gilded Age. We've had people who are this rich in the country. The difference is we as a society
had a different tax structure too.
Well, that too. But we also essentially shamed them if they didn't do things with their money that were in the public good, right? They would not have had a good reputation in the community and in society
Right.
if they didn't, have a national park, put money towards a national park or whatever the fuck,
You
okay?
can't throw a stone in New York without hitting something that the Rockefellers paid for, and you can't throw a
Correct.
stone in Pittsburgh without hitting something the Carnegies paid for.
It's the
Come on now.
Fagglers down here in Florida.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We
And the plants on
apparently
the other side. Yeah,
as a
exactly.
But
society, though,
also
have stopped the public shaming and
Uh-huh.
just like, "Oh, you get to keep all your money for yourself."
but
Right.
that's also a point in time in America where the corporate tax rate was 50%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say we start taxing the corporations the way that they should be taxed.
I agree.
Tax the 1% the way they should be taxed, and fucking bring back where we were in the Industrial Revolution. You want to invest in America?
That's how to do it.
Tax the wealthy. Because you don't see people like that doing good. Elon Musk was like, if you give me the plan to solve world hunger, I'll fund it. They gave him the plan. He didn't do
He
anything.
didn't do
Yep.
anything.
He's a troll. That's all he is. He's
Yeah.
not smart. He hasn't invented anything. He's bought other people's good ideas. It's
Yeah.
all he's ever fucking done. He's not an engineer. He doesn't have an engineering degree. He's just a fucking rich frat bro that bought
Yeah.
other fucking men's smart ideas.
Right.
Yeah. That's 100% truth.
And we've been waiting 45 years for Reagan's trickle down
Trickle
to start
down?
trickling down. And the only thing that's trickling down is
The wealth
working
up to
class
them.
getting, well, exactly. It's a reverse trickle, and everybody at the bottom is getting pissed on. Like,
Mhm.
that's the only thing that's trickling down.
Yeah.
But and then you see, like this past week, my kids love NASCAR. The former NASCAR driver Tony Stewart,
Oh
not a
God.
millionaire, not a billionaire, not a tech bro, not a
He's
1%er.
just a good old boy
He's
from
just a
Indiana.
guy. He funded a cancer wing for kids at a hospital local to where he was that'll handle something like 2,500 kids a year.
Wow.
And like, he's not even that rich.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's rich enough to do that.
we're
But
But he
he's not-
probably
he's
had some
not-
angel investors, and he
Yeah.
probably raised some money with his goodwill and his name and
Yeah,
his brand. Like,
He's not Musk rich or
there's
Bezos rich.
and there's nobody, and they're not doing anything.
listen, if Mark
good.
Cuban can
No.
sell prescriptions for cost plus 10%, any billionaire can do something good for the rest of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just don't have the desire to.
That's
They
right.
don't want to. Yeah.
Nope.
They want to get all the tax breaks they can, and apparently have a dick measuring contest on Mars someday. Like,
oh my God, right?
Okay, let's just put them all in a rocket and send them now, just like
please.
the millionaires in the Titanic. Can
They
we just
can
send
go-
them to the Titanic? Like,
Yeah.
send them anywhere. Just
Right.
fucking zoom them out to Mars. Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. Let's send him.
Yeah.
That's something I'll fund.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's not the only one.
I will
Jeff wants to go
solely.
with him.
I'll do the GoFundMe.
Yeah,
I'll
there you
fucking
go.
raise the funds to send. I don't care how $1 billion.
People would support that.
I could do that.
People would totally
Yeah.
support that.
For sure.
Absolutely. Send him to the sun. How about that? That looks like a fucking fun adventure.
That would be even better.
Where do they go that they'll just explode, like in the Titanic? Can we send them there?
Like the submersible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just send them down with one of those Logitech controllers. They'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Oh my God, that was so wild. I can't even. I can't.
The hubris. I mean, how?
Fuck my life.
Oh
Right.
my God.
I know.
All we need to do is get them in something like that.
Yeah.
We also need leaders who will actually represent us. I mean, the biggest problem is there are
The Nancy
535
Pelosi's.
people on Capitol Hill who are conducting Insider 533, right? Because Bernie and AOC don't do it, but they're the only two who don't.
We need to, there needs to be a ban on congressional members.
Yes.
owning,
we
dabbling
need
in
term
stocks.
limits. We need to discuss age limits. We definitely need to ban insider trading and corporate and congressional
Listen, if you can fall
investing
and
and
break your
trading.
hip, you need to retire.
Yeah.
If you can be missing in an assisted living facility for 6 months and not showing up to vote other than by proxy, you have no business being in Congress.
Yeah, 100%.
Who's in charge? Who's taking attendance?
Somebody go get your meemaw.
What's happening?
Take her home. She has no business being a
government.
congressperson.
Did
It's
nobody
wild.
notice she was missing? Somebody knew where the fuck she was.
Somebody was voting for her by proxy, I believe.
Yeah.
Which Mike Johnson wants to prevent women who are of childbearing age from doing that themselves.
Right.
Dude, there's a story actually coming out of Vermont. I don't know if you've seen this. You saw this about the women that were being monitored during. Yeah. Dude, they're in trouble too. DCF was like fabricating shit and monitoring women without their knowledge while they were in labor. And that's no bueno.
I mean, and people in Vermont are not going to stand for that. Like, we don't.
No,
that's not a.
Don't tread on me.
Yeah, that is a do not fuck with that shit up here. People are
Ben and Jerry's at their back door one of these days.
yeah.
Dude,
Vermont has a lot of
shit.
things, and it's an interesting place up here. We have a Republican governor that everybody keeps voting for.
Sununu, right?
No, Phil Scott.
Okay, different guy.
Sununu was in.
I think he's New Hampshire.
Yeah, but our
same shit.
But the actual legislative body is like overwhelmingly Democrat, progressive, liberal, like depending upon Progressive Party. We have that up here.
Yeah,
we have some independents in there, but progressively left, mostly left leaning. Okay,
I think most people would call your Republican governor a rhino.
Many would, but people up here would not. So it's like fascinating, how that sort of politics work out. But my point being is that people are not liking the reporting that's coming out about
better than Danielle's Republican governor.
Yeah, well,
he's the worst.
Yeah, hell of a lot better.
I hate him.
I like.
I can't wait until he's gone for good.
Phil Scott's okay. Like, I don't love everything he stands for, but I don't hate everything he stands. Yeah. He's a moderate Republican. He's what Republicans used to be. Okay.
So you mean him and Joe Biden are on the same spectrum?
Essentially. Yeah.
I used to fucking hate it when people would be like, Joe Biden's such a leftist. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Joe Biden literally was basically a Republican. He was such a fucking centrist in his entirety of his career that if he was going to identify with any party, bitch, he should have been like a traditional old school GOP Republican. Like real Republican values. Joe Biden
lie is that Democrats are leftists when in fact they're centrists, and I mean, this entire country has moved to the right over about 2.5 generations.
Yeah, so centrist. So all the Democrats now, all of them, except for like Bernie, AOC,
Bernie,
like the squad.
Oh my God, Bernie, as a Vermont,
I love him. At the inauguration, I was so glad to see him there with his fucking little puss on his face, sitting in the same position he did the
last one with the mittens, and he literally
Grandpa ain't happy.
Everybody's up, clapping and cheering, and Bernie's just sitting there. We love Bernie.
Bernie was like, "Fuck y'all."
We love Bernie. That is the Vermont vibe, okay? That is
Bernie's my mood for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Another reason why you need to move to Vermont and get out of Florida.
I need to do something. I need to get the fuck out of here before I get hit by another goddamn hurricane.
Yes.
And if they get rid of FEMA, you guys are trouble.
Dude, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm trapped.
Like 7 out of 10 of you can't even get homeowners insurance anymore.
No, I haven't had homeowners insurance in years.
Oh my God.
Years. Since COVID.
Oh
they canceled my policy during COVID because I couldn't put a new roof on my house. Yeah, I'm laid off. Let me just fucking
pull $30,000
some money out of my asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's
Yeah,
wild.
no, it's a mess down here. It's a mess. And actually, there was a pump station in my neighborhood that needed to be repaired after Hurricane Ian, which flooded our house the first time. And Ron DeSantis line item vetoed that pump station. So it never got repaired. So when Hurricane Milton came through in September or October, I was in Africa and my house flooded again.
Nice.
Same exact damage from Ian. Everything that we fixed from Ian was trash. Back to square one. And yeah, so good times, great oldies.
Yeah. Gotta love Florida.
I don't want to do it again and again and again. I'm
Yeah.
over it. The real estate market here has shit the bed. It's a mess. Ron
Yeah.
DeSantis has really driven the state right into the ground.
Well, and now they wanna, they're proposing to let states deal with their own problems and have FEMA just be not a part of it.
Just
Yeah.
because they don't wanna help
Unbelievable.
California right now. That's
Well, the
ultimately what
problem
that's all
is
about.
that, they don't realize the blue states are the ones
Yeah.
that support the red states. They need those dollars
Yeah.
Right.
because if not, the red states are literally going to bankrupt, like, expediently.
Yes.
100%. 100%. So, well, this has been awesome, guys.
Math is hard.
Thank you, Danielle, for
So is
coming
logic.
on.
Anytime. Anytime.
And if you have not checked her out, do drop your handles. What is your handles everywhere?
You can find me at Chasing Oz, like the Wizard of Oz, everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, all of the good places. You can also find me at chasingoz.substack.com. I write almost every day there.
Love it.
And yeah, if you guys were Dawn Robertson fans back in the day, I write some personal pieces over there if you miss my writing.
Yeah.
If you really miss my writing, I am working on a new book, but this is my very first nonfiction book. I'm writing about my relationship with my late sister, who I lost in 2011. So it's been a therapeutic journey to write about our relationship together. She was a fucking cool chick. And halfway through like writing it, it kind of morphed into like an ode to my daughter too.
Oh, I love
So
that.
it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a feel good kind of
Yeah.
little kind of peek behind the curtain into
Nice.
the personal of me,
This whole world of
which
chasing
which I've never kind of. I'm very, my family's not
it. Yeah,
on
it's
the
not
internet. They don't want they come on when they want to on their own terms, but
Yeah.
it's that's their thing. This is me. I
right.
do this as a job, and you know, they separate. And even my daughter, when we did the Eras tour, she was like the editor. She had to see like the final cut of everything before I used any of it for
Yeah.
like anything. And I'm like, oh,
Good.
okay. Not that I just didn't pay like all this money to bring you to
Right.
Amsterdam for this fucking show, but here, yeah, you be the boss.
I love it. I love it. Well, check her out and check out Dawn Robertson novels as well because I
Yeah, if
imagine
you like strong female characters, that's what I wrote, badass bitches.
love it.
Love it.
So, well, come and join us again. Our next episode is going to be a follow-up for the Justin Baldoni. I don't know why I keep butchering his
Yeah.
last name.
Blake Lively.
And Blake Lively. It ends with us drama. There has been more lawsuits filed, more clips and things have been released. So that's what we're
Yes.
going to be talking about on our next episode. So come back with us then. So thank you again, Danielle, and
Thank you for
we will
having
see you
me.
next time.
Yeah. Thanks.